This is the Lito One, DJI's cheapest entry drone offering, here to replace the Mini 4K. So we take a step back to look at the most beginner-friendly drone platform to start flying. No maxed out fly more combos or overkill features. Just a pure look at what you actually get with the Lito One, as well as some comparison with higher tier drones. The package I have here is called the 2-battery combo pack, which is a really simple and minimalistic loadout. You get the regular RC-N3, which is the budget remote controller meant to work with your phone as a display for the drone, with the help of the DJI Fly app. And with this being a 2-battery combo, you also get one extra battery in the package as well, with no additional charging docks, so you will have to charge them through the drone. Then we have the drone itself, the Lito One, which is pretty compact when folded, and as you would expect, it comes with a plastic guard to secure the gimbal. From the outside, you can tell that the design is somewhat similar to the Mini 5 Pro, but different. As to deploy it from its compact state, you have the standard foldable arm design, which turns on the drone automatically when unfolded. In the front, you have a 2-axis gimbal that works to stabilize the camera unit and keep things level. On the top, you have 2 vent-like mesh openings, which is where the lidars would be on the more premium Lito X1. But this model doesn't have any, so instead it relies on 2 omnidirectional sensors for obstacle avoidance, one on the very top of the drone, as well as one on the bottom. On the rear, you will find a battery indicator with a power button, and a USB-C port next to microSD slot. So again, we're seeing a very familiar layout. And here's a quick side-by-side on how both of them look together. This really highlights the simplistic design of the Lito One. Next to it, the Mini 5 Pro looks like a battleship. Also for reference, here's another beginner-friendly drone, the Neo 2, giving you a rough idea of how it compares in terms of size and portability. And just like the Neo 2, the Lito One comes with a 1/2-inch sensor, but this one actually has a higher resolution of 48 megapixels. Now with this sensor, the ability to record 4K at 60 FPS comes as a standard, and you can even push it to 4K 100 FPS when recording in slow-mo. But while it is a nice-to-have feature, the results can be somewhat underwhelming, so I wouldn't suggest to get it just for the slow-mo, as this is more of a general-purpose aerial drone to capture some nice footage, at which it does a pretty great job. This is, however, still an entry-level offering, so you will see some over-sharpening going on here and there to compensate for that cheaper sensor. But then again, in darker, cloudier days, it doesn't look too choppy either, providing a decent picture quality. And talking about picture quality, you can also snap 12 megapixel photos when using the photo mode, which is good to capture the scenery as a whole, so don't expect much room for zoom there. But if you do want to get more detail in the shot, then you can switch over to the 48 megapixel mode to utilize the full sensor for highly detailed shots, which can take a second longer to process. Or you can use any of the panoramic photo options to even capture a highly detailed, stitched together 360 panorama. So you do have some pro options for fine-tuning the settings on both of the shooting modes, but be ready that there is no D-Log mode or even HDR for vivid colors. Here, you rely on the drone to get the perfect shot, offering a pretty basic experience. Now, for the reference, here is the same scenery shot with the Mini 5 Pro, so you can see how they both compare when in bright daylight. But when you compare it to its predecessor, the Mini 4K, the Lito One is much more functional, as due to the added obstacle avoidance sensors, you now get full active track support, which has really become the drone baseline now, as even the smaller drones like the Neo 2 have it. And with active track, you also get all the cool quickshot modes, like Droney, Helix, Rocket, and so on, which is very useful when you take your drone traveling, to get those circle around aerial shots, with some of them being straight up mind-bending. But do keep in mind that this drone only uses top and bottom camera sensors for detection, which provide the most basic image-based obstacle avoidance without the lidars, meaning that flying in low light as well as over highly reflective surfaces can become tricky, especially for beginners. But it's not like you're going to do low light videos with this drone anyway. Still, if low-light flights are something you worry about, then you might want to consider the more premium Lito X1, which comes with those 2 added lidars on the front, improving the overall obstacle detection and avoidance. On top of that, it has a better camera sensor, which adds the support for HDR as well as D-Log M, and you would also get 42 gigs of built-in storage. But visually, they look almost identical, with the Lito X1 having a slightly darker color and a different curvature on top. Now, I haven't properly tested the Lito X1 yet, but this might be something I will definitely do, so drop a comment below if you're interested in that as well. Otherwise, you get the same set of specs and all the cool features on both of them, as the Lito series actually have a pretty solid drone platform, which is quite powerful for its price, and surprisingly silent. The Lito 1 feels very stable in the air even with stronger wind blows, and the flight experience is somewhat comparable to the Mini 5 Pro. In normal mode, it provides a really smooth and beginner-friendly flight experience, which gives more control paired with the stiffer RC entry joysticks. You can expect it to be more hesitant around objects, keeping a solid meter of distance from its surroundings. But when you switch to sport mode, everything changes, as you can push speeds of up to 18 meters per second, which even matches the flagship drones like the Mini 5 Pro and the Avata 360. But try this only when you have enough confidence, and preferably with not too many objects around, as with the increased speed, you also get much longer braking distance, which was quite noticeable, often making me less confident about my maneuvers. Which, well, I wouldn't advise you to test the impact resistance of this drone. And being more of a fly more combo kind of person myself, I thought that filming this review would be a bit more challenging without those 2 extra batteries available for hot swap. Instead, it was just 2 in total, one inside the drone and one as a backup, with no dock. But I was actually quite impressed with the battery life, as the max flight time advertised by DJI is up to 36 minutes, and during my flight tests, I was able to get almost 30 minutes out of it, which is quite impressive, as even in sports mode I couldn't kill the battery that easily, it just kept going. But the downside of not having a fly more combo with a charging dock is still valid. Once the batteries are out, you'll have to charge them through the drone, one at a time. During my measurements, the charging speed maxed out at 33 watts, which brings the battery from 0 to full in around 100 minutes, and this is not ideal, since with 2 batteries, you carry a total 1 hour of flight time that you'd have to split up accordingly, as the time between those flights might not be enough for a proper refill, so keep that in mind. Otherwise, for a beginner, this seems like a really good entry point. When compared to the Mini 4K, it brings a lot of the needed upgrades and improvements, making the core drone tech available at a cheaper price. And with the Lito 1 being the cheapest entry in the series, you do have to compromise on the image quality, as well as some additional features. You can think of it as a Cupra, where you get a pretty sporty chassis, but without all the bells and whistles. And in my opinion, the Lito 1 is more about that first flight experience rather than just the camera itself. It will be fun to fly and master at high altitudes, with the added ability to capture some scenic moments while you're at it. But if you do prioritize image quality with better obstacle avoidance, then you might want to extend your budget to get a Lito X1. Subscribe and turn on notifications to be up to date with all the latest tech and releases from DJI. Stay armored with tech, and see you in the next video.